What did she say?
Yeah,
I got mine too. All they can do is issue us trespassing warrants.
Oh, that's a sweet picture.
All right, now. We welcome back to the MJ Morning Show none other than Shorty Shane. And, Fester, you've got a lot of talking to do here. I don't know if you sharing a mic with Shorty Shane. See, that's another deficiency in the studio. We just don't have enough microphones. So, and I want Shorty Shane to, oh, look, Roxanne is giving Shorty Shane a hug. Hey, did you get that cute moment on video, Coop? Did you just...
I did.
That was so nice. Roxanne walking into the studio.
Froggy's hugging him, too.
Oh, look, and Froggy just gave Shorty Shane a hug as well.
Sorry, I might smell.
You know, MJ...
And, of course, all visible on MJTV. The entire MJ Morning Show every day is broadcast live on TV. We stream the whole show, and you can watch the whole show live, or you can go back and watch the show after the show's over, you know, later in the day, later at night. Nothing on TV. Hey, watch MJTV, and you'd be able to see the beautiful moment of Roxanne and Froggy hugging Shorty Shane.
All right, so listen, MJ.
Yep.
Shane and I are sitting right next to each other.
Okay.
We're about a foot apart. So if he needs the mic, it's right here.
Hello.
Okay.
And if I need the mic, it's right here.
This is so Bush League.
It's awful. However,
this is
we're sitting in the same camera angle.
Bush League operation.
So when
studio.
you watch us on MJTV, you'll see a very large man and a very small man jammed in the same picture.
Let me apologize first for Fester's breath.
All right.
That's
Yes.
right. Hey, Shorty Shane, did Fester shower today? You're right next to him.
Hang on.
Oh, gosh.
He's sniffing.
I guess I like his shirt.
A little ripe, maybe?
Yeah. Froggy's beard smells like a grow house, and he's talking about my breath.
Shorty Shane just sniffed Fester.
Froggy has so many marijuana seeds in his beard that it's actually starting to sprout.
Folks, I want to show something to the camera right now. I want to show the list of bullet points that Fester sent me last night of the fiasco unfolding. So I've got a whole list of everything that happened.
Oh, God.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's start with what we were trying to do. And things went, oh, by the way, Coop, who won the Bon Jovi tickets a few moments ago?
Diana from Lakeland.
All right, fantastic. Diana, enjoy Bon Jovi. Michelle and I and friends will be at Bon Jovi tomorrow night. And Emily, maybe we'll see you there. All right, so here's what happened. There was a story about a babysitter in Lake County. And she put a 4-year-old kid in a clothes dryer. Put some towels in there, threw the kid in the clothes dryer. She was the babysitter for the 4-year-old, pushed the start button, and the 4-year-old was tumbling in the dryer. I guess it was some kind of a disciplinary measure, whatever the story is. Babysitter was arrested. The kid was taken to the hospital. The kid's fine. Probably the ride of his life. But listen, the bottom line is, don't put a 4-year-old in a clothes dryer. Do not, as any type of disciplinary measure or any type of an amusement, like a cheap thrill. Let's say things are tight and you can't buy the tickets for Busch Gardens or Universal or Disney. Let's say you can't even spring for that carnival with the suspect equipment set up in some church parking lot. All right, listen. Well, that got a little smile out of Fester. All right, so if you're looking for some cheap thrills and amusement and you can't afford the amusement parks, and because money's tight, don't put your kids in appliances.
Absolutely
Do not put them in a dryer. And that was the whole premise here, that we were going to shoot an MJ Morning Show public service announcement, just a cute little video. Hey, don't think about putting your kids in the dryer.
And cute is what we were going for.
That's it. Just a cute, fun, just
sweet,
a fun little video that you can just go, ha, 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 ha. Hey, chuckle at.
Informative, because people need to be reminded of not to do that.
Oh, yeah.
I'm so pissed off there's no video.
Well, there is video, but the video has been confiscated by management. It's under lock and key.
Yeah, for what reason?
Well,
There's going to be a discussion about the video a little later. This is after the show today will be the first time that everybody's in the same room and we can
just blur out the people's faces.
All right, Fester, let's talk about what happened. Folks, this was an absolute disaster. I start getting texts off the chain. My phone is blowing up yesterday morning. Fester, I've got Buck, our video guy, Buck is, he's like scared crapless. He had to flee the scene. He escaped with the video because Fester was afraid that the video was going to be confiscated by the cops or something, whatever the story was.
Afraid is the wrong word. Concerned.
Concerned.
Was afraid of nothing.
All right, let's tell the story from the very beginning.
All right.
Fester, can you make heads or tails out of this bullet point list that you emailed me last night?
Sure.
All right.
Before we start,
yes,
I would like to acknowledge how awesome Shorty Shane is. He was fantastic through the whole morning, the whole day.
Right. And listen, when this story is told, folks, there are actually some twists and turns where the MJ Morning Show crew didn't even come close to committing the most heinous and potentially illegal criminal act in this matter.
There's a lot.
There's a lot to unfold here. All
right. Now, Shane, stop me or correct me if I mess anything up or is there anything I can add. So,
I got to have him on a microphone. I mean,
here, take mine.
Yeah. All right, hang on. Grab Froggy's mic. But then Froggy, you want to go into Coop's booth? Froggy, you go into Coop's booth. Shane has Froggy's mic. We just don't have enough microphones in this little shoebox. All right, so you go grab your headphones. I'll have you up. You go into the Coop booth.
Man.
All right,
let me adjust this camera real fast.
Because I need I need Shorty Shane on video.
All right, so Shorty Shane and I are in the same video shot on MJTV. All right,
there we go.
So we call Shorty Shane a couple days ago. We tell him what the plan is. He's instantly down for it and says he knows the owner of this laundromat. Great. So that's really all the investigation we did into the approval process of using this facility.
It's like, listen, I had the idea. I'm like, hey, listen, babysitter puts a 4-year-old in a dryer. Man, this is just itching for an MJ Morning Show video reenactment and a public service announcement. So, obviously, Dave the Dwarf, our beloved Dave the Dwarf, is just, physically not in the best of shape. So 10 years ago, 15 years ago, we throw Dave the Dwarf in the dryer. No problem. But now, not so much. And I stumbled across Shorty Shane. I was going to get some pulled pork and some yellow rice, some Cuban roast pork. I was up here at Peepo's, right?
Yep.
And that's where I ran into this. It was fate. Like before Christmas, I ran into Shorty Shane. I'm like, oh my God, it's Dave the Dwarf Part 2. Just a couple inches taller, not much. How tall are you?
3'5".
So you're 3'5". Dave the Dwarf is 3'2". All right. So Shorty Shane is our 4-year-old. And we're going to throw him in a dryer and shoot a video on never put a 4-year-old in a dryer at a laundromat or at home. All right, Fester, go ahead.
So this laundromat that we went to, MJ, I swear to God, it is the most packed, crowded laundromat I've ever seen in my life. I've never been. I don't go to laundromats that often.
At 10:30 in the morning.
That's what I said. I'm like, dude, it's so crowded here. I got there before.
It was jammed. Every parking spot was taken.
What? Why is a laundromat jammed at 10:30 on a Wednesday morning?
I don't know.
I know it was crowded because I already have texters asking. I saw police somewhere yesterday. Was it they were at this laundromat?
Yes.
Okay. Yes.
The cops were called to the laundromat.
Yes.
All right, go ahead, Fester.
So it's a lot of people in there. Shane gets there a few minutes before us. He kind of scouts it out. Buck and I walk in right at the meet time at 10:30.
Buck is our Beasley video guy.
I kind of look at the place and I see off to the side the most impressive dryer I've ever seen that the public can use. A 75-pound dryer. It was about 4 feet large.
Hey, Shorty Shane, how much do you weigh?
Right on the cusp of like 95, 96.
All right, so 20 pounds over. It's no big deal.
So I didn't have any idea how much Shane weighed.
Yeah.
But 75-pound dryer, I'm like, that's the one we're using. So I buy my little card. You have to use a little card at the laundromat. I buy the card, and I say hello to a person who is the manager of the store. And I just said hi. I didn't tell her what we're doing and nothing like that. And I said, hi, how are you? She asked if it was my first time here. I said, yes. She goes, let me show you how to use the machine. And she follows me to the 75-pound dryer. She sees Buck with the camera and says, you guys can't shoot video in here. I'm like, we can't. She goes, well, you need my approval. I'm the manager. And I was like, no problem. I step outside with her and I was like, "Hey, I'm sorry, I'm Fester from the MJ Morning Show. I told her about the woman in Lake City and how we're going to do a little video about how not to put people in dryers.
Listen, we have the public interest in mind here. We're trying to shoot a public service announcement. We're hoping this video would dissuade any crazy babysitter or parent from putting their kid inside a laundry dryer.
Well, the same manager knows me because I go in this laundromat with my best friend and actually use it.
Wait,
He's a customer of this
hold on.
place.
You're telling me you don't have a washing
No,
machine
I do,
and dryer?
but sometimes I go with my best friend, like when we have nothing to do and you guys
Yeah.
wash a lot of clothes, so we go hang out. So
Sort
they
of like
know
a-
she's seen me, and when I first went in
when
there,
you have nothing to do, you hang out at a laundromat on 4th Street in St. Pete?
I will tell
sometimes.
All right.
you. I will tell everybody in this room. I'll tell everybody listening. This is the nicest laundromat I've ever been to.
All right.
It is very nice.
Yeah, and then it turned ugly.
Until it was.
Yes.
So far, I want to be clear about this. You have a good relationship with the manager.
Yes.
So far, so good. And then remember, Shane told me that he knows the owner. I'm like, all right, this whole thing is totally greased. Everything's good.
So we thought we had some blessings we may not have had later.
I thought we were in. I thought we knew people.
So did I.
Yeah, all right.
So I take Shane outside, Buck's with us, and outside of the laundromat, we do the opening of the video where I would talk straight into the camera in a very serious tone, introduce myself, recap the story in Lake City, and talk about how important it is to never abuse a child in that capacity by throwing them in an appliance, and you never want to. Then my keyword was grab a 4-year-old, and I scooped Shane up off the ground, threw him over my shoulder, and kind of body slammed him in a laundry cart, those laundry carts on wheels.
Yeah, I've seen
And-
those, yeah.
Gosh, did you hurt him?
Did I hurt
No.
you? No. Shane, were you hurt at any time?
no.
Okay. So
Careful, Fest.
then I kind of go crash cart style into the laundromat through the glass doors.
Gotcha.
And then it was cut. That was the scene. Cut.
No, why are you shooting it in scenes?
Because it's a video.
Scorsese.
Okay, listen, I have,
Fat Sissy.
All right.
By the way, Froggy is in the producer booth right
Listen,
now.
I
so
hate
if
it in here.
Yeah.
If you can't see Froggy on MJTV because we don't have enough mics in the studio.
let's get a couple things straight.
Wait,
One,
you realize we can't have a guest in studio?
Yeah.
That all the mics are occupied by us. We can't have a guest.
I mean, who needs guest mics?
Exactly. All right, so go ahead.
yeah. So Froggy wasn't there, by the way. And-
No, I stay away
Yeah.
from bad situations.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, I was conspicuously absent as well.
Of
Everything's
course.
fine. Listen, because we had the blessing of management, I didn't think there was a need to do any kind of guerrilla style video.
Exactly.
Yeah.
People
So-
were asking me why I wasn't there because they heard the little bit about it was going to be my child in the dryer. And I was like, no, I stayed away from that.
So we were going to make a produced, nice video. It was going to be funny,
It's been like a minute long.
and we were going to do it in scenes. We're going to do it right. So
Sounds like the first opening scene was a minute of you just yakking.
yeah, Froggy, really, for an ass that wasn't even there, you're not contributing to this conversation at all.
Give me.
Shut his mic off.
No,
Shut his booth off.
I'm not chugging.
I'm sorry. All right,
You
go
weren't
ahead.
there at all. I mean,
So,
seriously.
give me a little bit of the opening spiel.
Download some more 8-bits off YouTube.
The opening intro didn't even expose anything about the laundromat. We
Right,
were like
okay.
literally in a corner.
Yeah, so I'm underneath the lanai, and the intro went like this.
Go ahead.
Hi, this is Fester from the MJ Morning Show. Recently, we covered a story from Lake City, Florida, where a person took a small child and put them in their laundry dryer. This is a heinous act. It's reprehensible in no way, shape, or form. And I went on like this.
Gotcha.
Should you
Yep.
ever, if for entertainment purposes or punishment, this is completely
Yeah,
unacceptable.
and listen, people should immediately understand the seriousness of this message.
Right.
This
Then-
is not to be taken lightly.
Then my demeanor changes when I go, you should never take a 4-year-old and pick him up and
Right.
throw
I'll
him
do
in
it
it.
again.
Yeah, so I picked him up and I threw him over my shoulder
Right.
and I slammed him in the cart. We crash cart style into the laundromat.
Can you pick him up quickly for MJTV?
Yeah, sure, I can pick him up right now.
There we go.
I'm gonna pick him up right now. I'm very strong.
Put him back on. Put him back on mic two. All right.
Sure has wheels.
Okay. So then
That's
what
just
happens?
not good with things
Then
on
what
wheels.
happens?
So now everybody in the place knows something crazy is going
And the
down.
place is packed.
Yeah, it's packed.
So
Now,
now all eyes are on you guys.
So now I kind of look around and suddenly everybody in the place pulls their cell phone out and they're shooting video of us, shooting video of us.
So there's plenty of footage
So
out there.
there's other footage.
Oh yeah. And that's because everyone is like a TV station these days. Everyone with their smartphones. That's why you can't do stupid stuff in public anymore because you're going to be videoed by 20 different people.
I wish we would have talked about
This
that.
is the thing. When I go out and do like pranks with the camera,
Yeah.
the big one, It's no different than showing up somewhere with your cell phone. I try to tell people that this is just like a bigger cell phone.
Yeah, because they'll record the same. So I crash cart him into the laundromat, cut, Buck repositions, the manager comes back. Manager's like, hey, what's going down? I was like, hey, remember I told you we're going to do this? And she goes, you can't put him in the dryer. And I was like, what? I told you that's exactly what we're here to do. That's the only reason why we're here is to put him in the dryer. And she said, I don't want you putting him in the dryer.
And this is the manager
This
now.
is the manager of the
knows
store.
something is getting hinky, right?
So I acknowledge that she asked me not to put him in the dryer. I said, thank you, okay, thank you.
But obviously the whole bit doesn't work. The whole video doesn't work unless Shorty Shane is thrown in the dryer.
So then she leaves.
Now, at this point, do you have the dryer like pre-packed with blankets and pillows?
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay. So back step a little bit. I brought several large pillows. I brought a bunch of towels. I think I brought a sheet or like a comforter. So there's padding in there.
Right, because we can't have him just, flying around and hitting those fins that,
They were metal paddles in there.
Metal
Yeah.
paddles.
That's what sparked her curiosity. She's like, why are you drying dry clothes?
Well, because she came to the dryer to help. Her level of when she first met us, she came to show us how to work the dryer.
Right.
And she goes, "Where's your clothes?" And I hand her all this dry stuff. She goes, "It's dry." I was like, "Yeah, I know. Yeah." So anyway, she says, "Don't put him in the dryer. You absolutely cannot put him in the dryer."
And was
like,
this on video?
Buck might have it on his video.
I wonder if anybody there has a video. Didn't you say there's a lot of people
yeah,
there?
people are apparently filming this whole deal.
Nobody's up in our face. This is like a close encounter conversation. It wasn't yelled across the place. She's 3 feet in front of me.
You should see if anybody's there and they could call in and give us the video.
And
You know what? Was anybody?
Well, thank you, MJ.
Froggy, that's a good one. If anyone was there, if anyone witnessed this, call us up. 800-990-1047.
I think we should be worried about who has the video, not what we got.
yeah.
All right, 800-990-1047. 800-990-1047. If anybody witnessed this or if you rolled video, has this been put up on social media? Has anyone put this on?
I don't know.
All right, 800-990-1047. If you were inside the laundromat on 4th Street in St. Pete when this whole thing devolved and went nuts. All right, let's go.
She leaves. She kind of goes back to her manager stand after telling us, do not put Shane in the dryer.
Right.
So now we're kind of at an impasse. Do we just pack up and leave? Do we find another location? Do we scrap the whole thing? Or do we just do it? And Buck and I went back and forth a couple of times reviewing the options. Shane was down for anything. I was like, Shane, what do you want to do? He's like, whatever, bro. So he was cool. And I was like, okay, I'm going to pick Shane up out of the cart. Buck, you stand in that corner. You roll video. I'm going to slam him in the dryer, turn it on, and we'll see how it goes. And that's exactly what we did.
So you decide to go guerrilla here.
Yes.
And just get the shot.
Yep.
Instead of regrouping, getting out of here. And didn't Buck want to creatively try to edit and kind of fake the video?
Well, as we're talking
and you
about,
said, no, we got to put the Shorty Shane in the dryer and he's got to be spinning around. I got to have his face going, through the glass.
So Buck is a video editor guy. Yeah. So he's like, hey, you know what? He right away, he stepped up. I could edit this to look really real.
No.
We could, but I'm telling you.
But he could have.
I'm telling you the deliberations.
No, Roxanne, he couldn't.
No.
Yeah, he could because he could have put him in his dryer and edited.
We're saying different things.
No.
Yes, in the world he could have created it. However, it's completely unacceptable for what we're doing.
Right.
Anything that we're gonna do, we're never gonna fake a video.
No, it's got to be 100% real.
So
that is my commitment to you, the MJ Morning Show listener.
The only thing we fake is laughs once in a while.
No, we don't. Anyway, so I tell Buck, no, Buck, if we're going to do it right. Whatever happens, happens. Stand in the corner. Just roll on everything. Do not shut your camera off.
And you decide just to go guerrilla style and just get it done.
And it was a one take. Right. We get it. I pick him up. I put him in the dryer. I close the door. I already had my laundry card in the slot. I already picked
right.
No heat.
No heat.
And I hit start.
Thank you. No heat.
No heat. Right. Yeah. You're welcome, Shane. And he starts tumbling.
Ba-dum.
No.
Was it making a noise?
No, not ba-dum. It was boom, 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 boom.
It was like bringing the building down.
It was.
That was my head.
I got a 3'6", 95-pound Short. What do you like to call yourself?
95 pound.
Little person.
Yeah, little person,
All right,
so-
like shorty, whatever.
This is the dwarf dryer. Instant boom, 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 because the paddle would lift him up 3/4 of the side, and then gravity would take you. Boom, boom.
Shane,
Okay.
Shane, what did it feel like?
My honest opinion,
Yeah.
didn't feel too great.
So he's getting knocked around. He hit like.
Might as well have no blankets in there.
Because the key about having pillows and blankets is you have to be able to land on the pillows and blankets. He landed on none of it.
I would be scared those would suffocate you.
Roxanne, this was a huge dryer.
It
It was
a
enormous.
sleeping bag.
It was-
He
yeah,
just went into a sleeping bag.
but MJ, it was so loud. Now the entire laundromat, the 40 people there doing their laundry on a Wednesday at 10:45.
They're all gathered
now
around.
it's a mass of people.
Oh my! And everyone's holding up their cameras, right?
The
Yeah.
manager
Yeah.
comes darting through the crowd.
Oh my God!
And she says only a few words. I'm calling the police.
Oh boy!
Now,
Oh no!
Wait, before you get to that, I have a question.
Yes.
For Shane.
yes.
Okay.
So I guess I don't think much about the mechanics of a dryer. Was it like flipping you and spinning you inside? Was it like what was happening to your body?
My
It
body
spins.
wasn't really moving. I was like this kind of, but like scared.
Yeah,
doing
he,
the scared
he
face.
was tumbling. It
and
was
it was
tumbling.
rotating my body, but I didn't actually flip. My whole body was like going in a circle like a hamster.
Oh, I
yeah,
gotta see
that,
this.
yeah.
And every time it would come back down is when you heard the boom.
Like a bowling ball.
That was my head.
Oh my!
Yeah.
Oh my God!
It's like that last part of the fun house when you have to like stay on the wheel, the big spinning
Oh,
wheel.
yeah.
And
Except it's going at 100 miles an hour.
Should have played the song from Grease.
Froggy.
Yeah.
This guy.
You're the one that I want.
Exactly.
hey, Sandy, there's a midget on the fun house. Oh.
All right.
But
So
it was so loud.
So
I mean, little
she-
person, sorry.
She says, "I'm calling the police."
I'm calling the police.
Oh no!
That's not good.
Instantly, and then she goes on, I told you not to do it, and you did. And instantly, MJ, I apologize. I said, listen, I'm sorry. We're leaving right now. You're absolutely right. Thank you very much. We're sorry for any inconvenience.
Because
You're
got
right.
you got the video.
We got the video.
You got the video.
Now,
So
it's time for us to go.
Try to de-escalate and get the hell out.
So I look around. There's a lot of people. They're all her friends. They are at this laundromat all the time. I'm the imposter. I'm this evil person.
What is this? The laundry club?
They were,
Well, if you
listen,
think
I
about
will
it, they're
tell you-
there every day.
I will tell you right now, there were a reasonable amount of full-grown men standing up, just monitoring the situation right on her side, not ours, right? Shane, were there several dudes there?
Yeah, there's a lot.
And they
One proceeds to block my car. and
So I
his
got
car.
all these laundry losers that are now staring you guys down.
They're not
And-
losers. They're there doing laundry, and there's an event.
All right, I'm sorry.
And the laundry people didn't do anything to protect Shane.
well, they
Maybe
are
they
go-
should have come after you.
No, they're calling
They were
the
more
police.
mad at Fester.
They're more mad at me. They're mad at me right now. So they're going to call the police. I tell Buck, run, get out of here. Because Buck has the video. All right? Buck didn't flee the scene. I heard that narrative come down yesterday.
Yeah.
I told him to leave because I don't know what's going to happen. If she would have called and said, there's 3 guys in here wrecking my store, police would have come with guns
But
drawn.
that's kind
Two
of
and a
like
half.
that's
Two
kind
and a
of
half million.
it's kind of like a photographer mantra. Just get the shot.
Yeah.
Get the video, get the picture, get the shot. The most important thing is get the shot.
So Buck got
So
it.
we got the shot. We have all the video we need at this point, and you tell Buck,
Run.
things are about to get ugly. Get the hell out of here.
And Buck runs to his truck. Now, Buck and I parked a couple of buildings away, so he was outside of the front of the store. So he took off to the left,
Right.
gets in his truck, peels out on 4th
Now,
Street.
at that point, they recognize that Buck is running with the camera.
Yes, because they knew he was the camera guy
And
the
then-
whole time.
And then people start running after Buck.
Well, people start running after him, and then in the parking lot holding up their camera like they're vigilante videographers.
Yeah, exactly.
And they're standing in 4th Street, standing in the road trying to film Buck's pickup truck race by.
And these are the friends of the laundry manager or whomever.
I don't know
Right.
who any of these
Right.
people are aside
Right.
from the manager, but listen, I'm not looking to be in any kind of physical altercation at this time. I certainly don't want Shane to get injured.
When do the cops come in?
Clout
And
chasers.
when does Beasley management arrive on the scene?
I take off from my car. Shane goes to his. I have Shane's keys.
Yeah, this is the kicker.
I have
Fester's
Shane's.
at his car. I'm at my door trying to pry it open because I'm leaving. And I'm like, Fester. He's like, what? I'm like, you got my key in your pocket.
Why did you? So you couldn't get in your car to leave? Oh, wait a minute. So that
What a
That
dope.
delay.
That was it.
that delay caused the manager to be able to block you in, right?
And use her friend's SUV or whatever it was to block me in.
Oh my God! All right,
What
so,
a rookie mistake for criminals.
I had Shane's.
why the hell did you have Shorty Shane's keys to his car?
Because we're prepping the bit, and Shane's like, hey, if I'm going to tumble around in this laundry machine,
Hold my stuff.
I have my stuff. I was like, oh, I'll hold it. So I put it in my back pocket.
Oh, my God.
So Fester ruined it.
So I go back, throw Shane his keys, throw him his phone, and I look, and the manager is standing, and Shane gets in his car, starts his car. The manager is standing behind his car, standing behind it. Right?
Wait, what?
So
the manager of the laundromat is now outside, standing behind Shorty Shane's car, blocking him from backing up and getting out once he had his keys.
Well, you can't do that, right?
Okay,
Well,
hold on.
That's where this thing turns interestingly.
It gets crazier from here. So instantly I know I'm not taking off anytime soon. So I just calm myself down because I'm going to be here a couple minutes. I'm going to try to navigate and talk my way out of this. And I walked up to the manager and I touched her upper shoulder here. And I said, ma'am, you might want to move. He's backing up his car. I don't want you to get hit. And she says, don't touch me. I'm not moving. I was like, okay. And I said it with a smile because now.
But you put your hand on her shoulder.
Are you crazy?
On her shoulder. Well, listen. On her shoulder to move her from getting hit by a car.
I'm not going to hit her.
All right. So she calls the police. Then I'm thinking, hey, Buck's gone, but Shane has 5 cameras in his car.
Oh my God.
I have my cell phone. So we start rolling on all the stuff that's happening outside.
So
calls
she's
the
on her
police.
cell phone with the police.
Yes.
Oh, my God. St. Pete Police, what's your emergency?
Yeah. There's 3 guys here at my laundromat.
With
2.5.
I told them not to put the dwarf in the dryer. They put the dwarf in the dryer. The dwarf is going, badung, badung, badung.
She tells 911 that we threw a man in a dryer and turned it on. 911 does their job.
Right.
Is anybody injured? Do we need to send paramedics? And I don't know how she's going to answer. So I'm yelling over her, no, don't send paramedics.
Oh,
send the police. And then she's like, are they armed? Because she's calling on behalf of the laundromat a disturbance. Are they? It's a logical question for 911 to ask. No, nobody's armed. There's no threat here. This whole time she's standing on the bumper of Shorty Shane's car.
She is blocking Shorty Shane in. Folks, do you know what this means? Do you know what legally this is described as? If the manager of the laundromat is blocking Shorty Shane from leaving, that is called what, Fester?
In the state of Florida, it's called false imprisonment.
Ooh.
All right, folks, do you understand what's going on here? The little antics inside the laundromat have nothing on the fact that now the manager is blocking Shorty Shane from leaving, and that happens to be a felony.
So this person who just woke up to do their job at a laundromat is now guilty of a felony. A couple hours later. All right, this isn't what we want. We just want to leave. Let the police come to our. I made no secrets about who we are, where we work, or what we do, what we're doing there. Everything was out in the open.
And then did you say, hey, do you mind if I bring a turkey fryer here next week? All right, next.
Okay, so
No, we were really nice. We wanted to make sure she wanted like food or a chair while she
we
waited.
were nice. We offered
a chair.
We offered to
Hold
go.
on. Would you like us to get you a chair while you feloniously block in Shorty Shane?
So
I just dealt with this last
we-
week.
Could we get you a beverage?
there's a word I heard. There's a word I heard being thrown around some of the people in management around here, and the word is antagonize. That Fester antagonized the manager.
Someone said to me that Fester antagonized the woman.
Okay.
Well, they're just basing that on how you are around here.
Okay, thank you for that. That's not true. I mean, because this is a completely separate situation, Roxanne. We're outside of the studio here, and antagonize is a subjective word. I did not curse, did not yell, did not threaten in any way, I did refer to her as our captor a couple of times. I was like, ma'am, right now you are our captor. You're holding Shane hostage. I was like, that's illegal in this state. And she didn't process that in her head, and she was angry and justifiably, and she had her own concerns, and I tried to help her with them. And she was very nice overall. Would you agree, Shane?
I agree.
Yeah.
She's a nice lady because she knows me. I know her.
Yeah, she was a nice
She acted
person.
like she didn't know anybody.
She's calling the cops.
Yeah,
on
well,
you.
how nice could she
She's
be?
calling
Listen,
the police.
She didn't say, "Get away from me, you dirtbag piece of scum." No, she wasn't like that.
She actually laughed a couple of times,
Yeah, no,
but
so-
tried to stop herself.
She's all right. So she calls the cops, and now she's blocking Shorty Shane. That is called false imprisonment. That is a felony.
So
The cops arrive.
several times she said, "Listen, I just want to make my report." And if anything, she's trying to cover her own butt in the eyes of the owner of this place or whatever fear she has. She's trying to cover her own butt. And I understood.
Hold on to that thought. Let me just give out the money machine word here because it is 8:01. This hour's word for the MJ money machine is fancy. FANCY. This hour's word is fancy. Text the word fancy to 45911. Do it before 8:15, quarter after, for a shot at a $500 prize, cash. Or if you enter it on the Q105 app, you could win an extra $10,000 here on Q105. Fancy. Just text it nationwide to 45911. Good luck. All right. So she calls the cops. Cops show up.
Okay. After 45 minutes, the St. Pete Police Department had, they prioritized this appropriately and knew it wasn't.
So it took 45 minutes for the cops to arrive because this was not a serious emergency.
It was not.
Right.
And the police department recognized that, and they handled serious 911 calls first, I'm sure.
Yep.
They eventually get to us. Before that happens...
I tried to call an Uber to go home.
Oh, really?
We're sitting here for 45 minutes with this manager, and Shane and I are kind of joking around with each other. We're like, hey, Shane, I wonder who's going to show up first, an Uber or the police? And then I was like, hey, store manager, who do you think would show up first? And she had her bottom lip up. She wouldn't answer us. And I said, it's the Uber, isn't it? And we kind of joked, and she broke her smile a few times. There's no threat there at any time.
Jeez.
Our manager from the radio station, our operations manager, or vice president,
Vice president and general manager Steve Triplett. Who called Triplett?
Yeah.
To oh.
Okay, so
because Buck races back to the station.
And he did the right thing by telling management that several of your employees is about to have a legal confrontation with authorities.
He told Ted and Steve.
Yeah, he had to. He did the exact right thing.
And Ted says,
well...
That is the first word out of Ted's mouth.
Well...
So Buck fills in management after he escaped with the video and the cameras. He comes back, and then suddenly there's a 3-alarm fire here. So Steve Triplett, the market manager and vice president, he leaves his office, his cool stand-up desk, and he rushes now to a laundromat parking lot on 4th Street here in St. Pete.
Which is exactly what you want your manager to do.
Oh, my
he came by,
God.
he stood up for us. He wanted to clarify the situation. He wanted to make sure we were safe. He wanted to make sure they were safe. He did exactly.
Good old Steve.
Listen, he did everything perfectly. Steve comes. I introduced Steve to the manager. And then I was like, Shane, we don't need to be here anymore.
Let me get Steve on the phone. Hold on a minute.
We backed out.
Yeah,
Oh,
Steve's all good looking. She was probably like, I'll talk to him.
This picture explains it all.
Uh-oh.
Good shot, Fester.
I'm calling our market manager, Steve Triplett. Now,
That's a funny picture.
is Steve going to pick up, or is he going to avoid this whole...
Steve, sorry, I can't take your call.
No, he's avoiding this. Oh, no,
Aw.
that went like right to voicemail.
Yeah, that was predictable.
Oh, man.
So
All
you're
right.
gonna wanna get involved.
I got to try it one more time. Hold on a minute. All right, come on, Steve. Pick up the phone. Come on. Is he going to swipe down? Come on, Steve. Pick up the phone. Come on, Steve.
Okay.
You professional de-escalator. Come on, Steve.
It's probably working out.
Yeah, I think he wants to avoid this mess.
Smart.
So, yeah. Steve came on the scene and did exactly what you would want the boss to do. And I'm grateful that he came by.
Wow.
I leave the situation with Shane. We sit on the curb.
Hang on. I misdialed the last one.
Oh, come on.
Son of
I did it. 813-294. 813-294. Okay, hang on a minute. All right. Yeah, I'm calling Steve again. I misdialed.
Steve, like I said, did exactly like I'm grateful he did what he did.
Right.
Hey, Steve's online too.
Oh,
He just called me back.
Oh, he is. Okay, good. All right. Yeah, I misdialed the last time. Hey, Steve, it's MJ and the crew. We're live on the air, obviously.
Hey, good morning, guys.
All right. Are you listening to this whole situation?
I am, and now you're antagonizing me by taunting me to pick up the phone.
Yeah.
All right. So, Steve, have you ever had, in your professional general manager and vice president role, have you ever had to race to a laundromat parking lot at 10?
No, this was a first. This was a first.
All right. So, Fester, go ahead.
So, Steve, I felt, and I hope you felt the same way, there was nothing hostile going on. We were just there waiting, talking, but you come up on the scene, and I hope you noticed I pulled Shane and I away pretty quickly.
Yeah, you guys were up by the store, and she was still standing behind Shane's car.
Right, and I did that so you and her can have a conversation without us there adding any little chirpy comments, hopefully to get a resolution, seeing if you couldn't get us out of anything while you were there. And you seem to have calmed her down a little bit. I think you did a really good job talking to her. I saw you letting her talk a lot and let her getting her side of the story out, right?
Yes, yeah. When I got there, I could tell she was pretty upset. She was. This was not how she had planned to spend her day. You could tell.
Well, hold on. A dwarf in a dryer going gadunk, 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 gadunk. That was not how she planned her morning?
I'm guessing it was outside of the job description that she had signed up for.
Okay.
I would agree.
All right.
So then after about 10 minutes of Steve showing up, Shane and I again are removed from their conversation. St. Pete police finally get to the scene.
Two officers?
Two officers respond.
In one car or two separate cars?
Two separate vehicles. They were both driving. I believe they were Ford Explorers.
Oh, my God.
One was first, though. Both of them didn't show up at the same time.
Yeah, within 2 minutes of each other, they showed up.
All right, gotcha.
And I cannot say more about how professional the St. Pete Police Department was for this ridiculous matter.
All right, so if you were doing a Google review for the St. Pete Police Department and their response to this non-emergency situation, your dealings with the St. Pete Police Department, you can give what, a maximum of 5 stars on Google reviews?
I would give them 5.
5
Absolutely.
stars.
Yeah.
Okay.
Shane,
And then what would you write in the comment box?
They were very professional.
Yep.
They were very direct.
All right. But the best part is when the officer informed the manager that she had actually committed the biggest crime of all.
We're not there yet. We're not there yet.
All right, bring me there. Come on,
Okay,
take me home, Daddy.
Steve is there. Steve's there as our witness / representative / pseudo legal counsel at this time.
Right.
Shane and I are stepped back a foot, and she's telling everything to the cop that we did. And the cop's listening, not interrupting, letting her tell the whole story.
They put the little dwarf in the dryer. I told him not to.
MJ, he's a little person. Will you stop?
But she was pretty direct when she heard enough. She's like, "What do you want me to do?"
Yeah. Once the cop got the gist of the story, she says, "What do you want to see happen?" And she's like, "I want these guys charged."
My gosh.
And the cop says, "I cannot do that.
Small claims court.
All I for
Nice.
you." So all I can do.
It's a small claims court.
Shane,
I got it.
What did she say?
I got mine too.
Yeah, I got mine too. All they can do is issue us trespassing
All
warrants.
right, so,
Oh, that's a sweet picture.
all right, now, hang on a minute. I've got audio here. I think I've got audio of the 911 operator. Of the 911 operator asking, what's going on there.
Oh, my God.
I don't know what audio you do and don't have. Steve, the officers gave Shane and I trespassing warrants, right?
So they have yellow trespass warrants. And again, it's exactly what I told when Fester and Buck, when everyone's blowing up my phone. Oh, my God, we got the cops involved. The whole thing's going south. I said, guys, This is nothing. The only thing they can do is the manager can tell the police, I don't want them on the premises ever again. Could you please issue trespassing warrants? This is like a parking ticket. It is nothing. It is a pimple on the butt of life.
We've gotten a bunch of these, Fester, over the years.
I've gotten several before. Shane apparently has how many?
I have a couple because she's like, son here. I'm like, I know.
Shane knows exactly how to navigate.
I started at Walmart.
Yeah.
Do you have to pay anything? Like, do you have to pay like the county or city?
No.
And all it is a
Can't go there.
as an acknowledgement that we can't go there anymore. Nothing happens. If we were to return, then we would be subject to stiffer penalties.
What about when you go and apply for a job? Is that on your record if they did a background search?
No, there's nothing.
Nothing like that.
Where's your little guy who?
But I really want to do a photo shoot and have my best friend who goes to that laundromat all the time go give her the picture of us professionally, like in a frame, holding up our trespassing.
We have dozens of photos of this whole event.
So the cops give Fester and Shorty Shane the trespass warrant, but the deal is the cop sets the manager of the laundromat straight, and what happened?
The manager then says, we're done. I think we're done. Steve thought we were done, right? At this point, after we got the trespass warrants, right? Steve, you thought we were done.
We were at the finish line.
And then the manager says, what about when he pushed me? Referring to back to the beginning of the parking lot fiasco.
The fat guy pushed me.
See, that's why Fester's so handsy.
Steve, and I don't know if you saw yourself do this or meant to do it. You just kind of give me a, huh? Like a look over, like, what?
Ruh-roh.
And I know you saw me. I mouthed to you, and I mouthed to Steve, I didn't push her.
I'm innocent.
All you did was you put your hand on her shoulder because she was standing behind Shorty Shane's car, and Shorty Shane is trying to leave the laundromat parking lot.
So any friend or niceness I thought we had building there, Steve, instantly was out the window, and she tried to put me together on a battery charge.
So you thought that you were building a bond with this woman
I didn't think
after she just had you trespass warranted?
I didn't think it was malicious. I thought she was just going through the procedures, which was fine. Then she tries to put me together on a...
Well, hey, Fester.
Yes, sir.
Fester, also, when she said that, one of the police officers said, "Excuse me, he what?"
Oh no!
And he was very serious about that particular thing.
I saw the same thing.
The tide changed rapidly at that point.
Back to the professionalism of the St. Pete Police Department.
Yep.
The officer made her repeat it, and he said, "Tell me the circumstances." And the manager said, "When I was standing behind the little one's car."
Is that what?
That was her exact words.
Gotcha.
When I was standing behind the little one's car, the big one,
the big El Gordo,
blame it on the big guy,
tried to shove me out of the way. And MJ, I did not say a word. I wanted to jump in. I wanted to go back and forth on this. I didn't say a word.
Gotcha.
And the officer says, "So he pushed you while you were standing in the back of the car?" And she goes, "Yes." And the officer says, "What you were doing at that time was committing a felony called false imprisonment." In the state of Florida, if somebody is trying to flee and there's no active crime being committed, you cannot detain them.
Oh, the tide has turned. And I'm talking about Tide laundry detergent. Or Tide Pods.
For an hour, she was holding Shane specifically hostage, in this parking lot.
Shane, you could have told the cops that you want to charge with felony false imprisonment.
Hey, I yanked my booster seat out of my car and sat on the ground.
Yeah.
Like I set it up.
Wait, Shane's
comfy.
sitting there. Shane was camping out, waiting for this lady to move off his bumper.
Oh, my God.
MJ, at no point did we raise our voices or anything like that.
And you never pushed her.
Never pushed.
Never. So she tried to juice that up.
And then she says, I have it on video. And I was going to say, get the video. But I didn't. And the officer says, "Ma'am, if you would like, I will gladly investigate your claim.
Uh-oh.
But in the process of my investigation, if I find that you are guilty of false imprisonment, then charges would come to you." and that would be a felony.
The flippity-dippity here is that she would end up with absolutely the most serious charges in this whole matter. You guys are not getting charged with anything. You get a little trespass warrant. Ooh, you can't go inside the laundromat on 4th Street. Ooh, and she could be hit with a felony.
Yeah, so we got these trespass warrants. I don't know if it's for a specific amount of time.
No, it's for 1 year.
It's 1 year.
1 year.
The 1 year. But
the day it ends, you should go do your laundry there.
No, I think you go back right after the show.
All right. So now we would get arrested if we went back.
We're not going back.
So
Teflon Dom strikes again.
Now that I'm thinking about it, we should have just reenacted it for the police. To make it way more understandable.
Let me show you what happened, officer. So
now, did she understand that the cop just said that you, the laundromat manager, you've actually committed the felony here? The other guys, they've done really nothing. They're not going to be charged with diddly squat, but you have committed essentially a felony by preventing the dwarf, Shorty Shane, from leaving the laundromat?
Steve, at that time, I don't know if it 100% registered with her the severity of the situation if she would have wanted them to investigate.
No, it took it a minute to sink in. In fact, both of the police officers were very nice and calmly explained to her that would not work out in her favor. Everybody was sort of rallying around and trying to make sure she didn't go down a road she didn't want to go down.
You're right. And even the officer said, I would advise you to just get these guys off of your property, and they will abide by the trespass warrant, and you'll never see them again. And make the whole thing go away.
He also said it's not worth it.
Except on April 13th, 2023.
Yeah. 366 days from now.
We're going to do a promotion there where the MJ Morning Show is going to do everybody's laundry. We're going to give out laundry cards for a month leading up to it.
We're back 1 year.
All right.
I mean, me and Fetcher, we didn't even get that much. When we went into a bank screaming, we didn't get in that much trouble.
Right. But listen, it's a different time, and she was very passionate about us being there when the authorities showed up.
I guess so.
She inquired about Buck being trespassed. Buck was not on the scene.
Yeah, the video guy fled. So Buck fled with the cameras and the SD cards, and he's got the video. But see, that brings us now. So it's all said and done.
So eventually, after that, after she said she goes back inside, I said goodbye to Steve. I asked Steve if he needed me for a deposition or anything back in the studio.
Right.
He said no.
But the irony here is she calls the cops on a little dwarf in a clothing dryer radio stunt, and she could have ended up being charged with a freaking felony for detaining and preventing Shorty Shane from leaving.
I mean, Steve, we could have had her taken away in cuffs, right?
Oh, she right then and there. I mean, she ought to be thankful that you guys were charitable. Yes, Rox.
Well, I have a question for Shorty Shane, and that is, what about your relationship with the manager? Because I thought you guys were friends.
Yeah, that's what I went into this whole thing thinking that we had an in, that you knew the manager.
Yeah.
Hold on. Did you oversell that a bit?
No, just to make it clear. So I go in there with my best friend like frequently. We've done 2 TikToks in there in the dryer.
Well, maybe that's a part of the problem.
We didn't turn it on, but I've been in the dryer in their presence.
Right.
And then, I mean, they don't care. And
now suddenly they care.
We've been in there several times after that.
Well, I guess it's when you turned it on and you were going, badunk, badunk, and you're spinning around.
Yeah,
MJ,
and Fester throwing him in there.
The whole building shook.
But anyways, yeah, I don't
Shane
know
hit.
the owner personally, but the manager, we see her all the time when we go.
I'm just thinking, are they going to try to wambuki us and say,
That's what I'm thinking.
They damaged the dryer now?
No, there's no damage to the dryer, nothing like that.
There might be something coming down the pike.
Listen.
Yeah, we got a belt problem.
No.
The only
it was literally for 1 second it went around.
The only problem we have is her committing an hour's worth of felonies by falsely imprisoning Shane.
And imprisoning him.
Shane.
He's imprisonated.
Steve,
it is legally, sorry, Fester, that you can't make someone delete a video.
That's right. Yeah. The cop, she asked, what about the videos? The cop said, we don't care about their videos. Yeah. We're not going to take their videos.
And now, all right, so you guys finally leave the scene.
Steve, are there any other observations that I left out?
No, that's what happened.
Hey, thank you for coming to the scene, Steve.
But now we have the aftermath, and now the whole video has been embargoed and confiscated. And Steve, I want to post the video. What's going on here?
Are you asking me now?
Yeah, Steve. Yeah. Conveniently.
Kind of the boss.
Yeah, conveniently. It's like, can't hear you. Cell phone's breaking up. All right, so Steve, what's going on with the video?
So after the police left, I asked if I could speak to her for a minute, and she said yeah, and I walked in the store. And I said, listen, I'm sorry, this isn't the way these things are supposed to go. We didn't intend to come in here and disrupt your business. I can tell you're upset. I'm sorry. And she said, I don't want to be on video. They took video of me. I don't want that video out there. I'm like, listen, you have my word. We're not going to use any of the video. Like, you've been through enough. We're sorry. Again, this isn't what we're trying to do. So I'm like, you have my word. We're not going to use the video. This wasn't done the way we had hoped it.
You ought to see Froggy.
So,
Froggy's making a face. Yeah, Froggy's in the.
It's over one little promise.
Froggy's in the
I'm
producer
sad,
booth.
too. I'm really sad because she wasn't a part of the video.
Yeah.
So, Steve, here's what I want to talk to you about.
Steve, if she's not in the video at all, can't we? Come on, we're out, we're done. I mean, really, you gave your word to the lady at a laundromat on 4th Street. Come on.
Hold on. Listen, Steve's word.
I thought this was like legally we can't do
Both
it.
you guys shut up. Listen,
The name's not even in it.
both of you guys shut up. Steve's word means a lot. But Steve, what if we use the portion of the video that Buck shot that doesn't include her at all? I completely agree. I don't want to put this lady's face or image out there. Absolutely not.
It would just be you doing the setup for the PSA. Don't put a kid in the dryer, and then just throwing the Shorty Shane in the dryer. She would be not in the video at all.
I mean, you wouldn't be able to show her face even if she was.
And let me tell you what really. I'm not supposed to say this, but I'm sorry. I'm not supposed to say this.
Oh God.
But I gotta say this. I'm sorry, folks. It's all about the show. It's all about you, the MJ Morning Show listener. I've got it. So I spoke to Ted last night. Ted said the video is freaking hilarious.
Oh, Ted?
Ted
Even he said it?
Oh, it's epic. Dude, it's epic.
Ted and Travis, our operations manager, they saw the video. Buck showed them the video, and apparently they're rolling on the floor laughing.
Oh, come on.
Oh, my God. Ted's going to be pissed at me because I think Ted said, don't tell anyone that I told you I saw the video.
Well, it's really funny,
Of course
bro.
you saw the video. Everybody's seen the video.
The video, apparently, I haven't seen the video.
All the managers have.
The managers have seen the video. The video is essentially, it is gold. It's platinum. The video is tremendous. Steve, we got to be able to use the video. If the manager's nowhere near, she's not in the shots, we got to be able to use the video.
That's our compromise. That's our plea, Steve. Nothing with
Steve,
the manager.
we beg you.
Nothing with the name of the store.
Yeah, we can't do it. We shot the video in her store, and she's not happy about that. And we, to use the word you used earlier, this lady was antagonized. I mean, you guys were there.
Well, hold on.
Hold on.
Yeah. All right.
Put yourself in the shoes of this person whose job is to run a laundromat. Like, all of this is outside of the scope of what she has to deal with. She was very shaken.
Not stirred.
She actually said, she goes, I was really upset with these guys, and I wanted to, sort of take this further. She goes, you were nice to me. You let me talk. She goes, I'm okay, but I just don't want the video used.
But wait a minute. That's where you leverage things. That's where we ought to go back there and say, listen, you're not going to be in the video. You will not be identified. I tell you what, let us use the video, and then Shorty Shane, the little dude, he won't press felony false imprisonment charges.
Fester, bring her some flowers after the show.
Yeah.
I can't go on the property.
Oh, yeah. Could you imagine?
Yeah, don't do that.
Fester shows up with flowers and a box of chocolates.
Woo! Get down.
If I could just add in my professional opinion.
Yes.
So the intro that we did,
Yes.
it's literally in the corner of the outside building,
Yep.
like by a window.
Yep.
That could be any window that we're at.
Yeah, anyone.
Second of all, when we go inside and do the second bit that leads into the dryer.
Yep.
We literally have our own corner. She set up her own corner so no one would bother us. We asked anybody nearby, if you don't want to be in it, this is what we're doing.
We talked to
a lot of people
everybody.
walked away. She wasn't near. So the second shot of us in the dryer, which is super quick and the funniest part, you literally just see an industry standard dryer that could be at any laundromat.
Yeah. All right, Steve, come on. Can we somehow navigate this? Is there a way? I'm hearing the video is absolutely hilarious.
Yeah, I'm sure it is. All I'm telling you is where things were left.
Okay.
And where they stand right now is I gave this person my word, we're not using the video.
MJ, are you allowed to call her?
Now,
Right
now, Steve, for the hour that I was a partial hostage of hers, we were talking, and she was very concerned about her image, not the image of the store necessarily. So I completely understand deleting any video that has her in it, none of which is on Buck's reel.
All right, Steve. All right, listen. How I don't have a trespass warrant. What if I go to the laundromat after the show and I say, listen, I'm MJ. It's the MJ Morning Show. I understand we had a little bit of a situation here yesterday. The video apparently is very funny. What if I just pull out a couple of $100 and I say, listen, here's a couple.
Can't bribe her.
What if I say, hey, here's a couple of $100. Would you please give us permission to use the video, which we really don't need
her permission.
We don't need it. But Steve, our general manager, gave her a word. Steve,
You're too moral, Steve.
Steve, what if you and I ride up there right after the show? I whip out a couple of Benjamins and I say, listen, for your troubles, here's a couple of $100. Sign this piece of paper. It's okay that if we use the video. Which I don't even
There's
need
nothing to sign.
I don't even need to do. Steve, if we can get her to agree that she's not in the video, she's not identified, the laundromat's not identified, is that acceptable? If we can get her to say, yes, I'll let you use the video. Is that a compromise?
If she's okay with it, I'm okay with it.
All right, now we're getting somewhere.
Wow, there's a possibility.
All right,
That's
listen.
all we need.
All right, so hold on.
Like I said, just get the shot. I'm just trying to get this thing to completion. I'm just trying to get this funny bit across the finish line.
Please, and it better be good after all this.
Steve, listen, I understand her protecting her, and she's. I don't mean this derogatory, but she's just an employee at a laundromat who's trying to do her job. She just wants to go to work. She doesn't want to have to deal with large men throwing dwarves and dryers. I get that.
I dealt with this situation a week ago.
The video that Buck shot, it should be ours to play.
Yeah. All right. So, Steve,
Did he edit it and everything?
No, he hasn't edited it. We have the raw footage.
Oh.
Now, if we can get the okay from the laundromat manager, which we don't need, but if Steve feels compelled to hold up to his word that we're not going to use the video. Steve, can you go with me right after the show? And let's drive to the laundromat and let's try to do a little
video.
No.
Hey, you guys redo it and throw Steve in the dryer.
Let's do a little negotiation session. We'll have a little détente or something. We'll
Bring her a bottle of wine and some flowers.
All right, Steve.
Yeah.
All right, will you go with me right after the show and let's try to figure this out?
I'm happy to visit the laundromat with you, MJ, after the show.
All right. So,
Sounds like fun.
All right, 10 o'clock.
All right.
Right after the show, I'll come to your office. We'll take a quick ride to the laundromat, and we'll try to see if you can, schmooze her over. Listen, I got a couple $100 in my wallet. Listen, I'll give her a couple $100. Sorry for your troubles. All right, we're not going to identify you or the laundromat, but the video's hilarious. Come on. Don't let this footage rot on the shelf.
Are you trying to bribe me,
And
sir?
if not, I got felony pictures and
Yeah,
everything.
we also have felony charges to
Right.
hold above her head.
Right.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, leverage.
Dude, I talked about that leverage half an hour
I know,
ago.
but I'm just bringing it up.
Yeah.
New people listening in.
All right, Steve, we've got an appointment. We got a date. I'll see you right after the show. We're going to try to get this. Listen, it's...
There's never been a person in history who committed a felony that got paid for it.
There's no reason why we can't legally use the footage. It's just Steve feels like I told her we won't use it, and Steve is obviously...
He's a nice guy.
Steve, our general manager, is obviously like a stand-up guy with morals.
Doesn't really fit in with our show morals.
Yeah, what Steve meant to say was, we are going to use none of the video that includes you.
Right.
That's what Steve meant to say.
Right.
And I think we just let it go right now and publish the video without her in it. Because Steve meant to say, we will use none of the video that includes an image of the manager.
You know what's going to happen? We're going to go to the laundromat. We're going to go there this morning, and she's not going to be there. There's going to be like a fill-in. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Brutus.
She was traumatized yesterday. She's now seeking counseling.
Yeah.
She's been in charter for the last 24
No,
hours.
she knows this is the best thing that's happened.
Or maybe she was promoted and she runs 50 laundromats now because the owner's very proud of how she handled it.
Yeah, now she's the regional manager
Yes, Steve.
after 24 hours. All right, Steve, I'll see you at the office right after the show. Let's go down there. We got to use this video. So you got to unwind this little promise. My God, you have integrity and morals, and you gave the word, and you want to stick by your word? What's the matter with you?
I've never been told I'm moral in a derogatory way. But thanks for another first, MJ.
All right, Steve, I'll see you at 10 o'clock.
All right.
Sounds great.
All right, bye-bye.
Maybe bring the lady
Thanks,
some
Steve.
Bon Jovi tickets.
Look at her and all the things we've done over the years. I don't think we've ever had a manager step up like that to our defense.
Yeah, I mean,
Really, if you think back.
Oh, God.
I've been in several lurches. I've never had Dan DiLoretto roll up on the scene.
Or Dave Reinhardt back in the day. Yeah, Dave was the best.
Rhino would have helped.
Yeah, Dave was great. All right, so, folks, there's a chance. That's the story.
That's all we need. Is there's just got to be a glimmer of hope. That's all we need.
Folks, that is the story. Now, I want to go to phones on this. Let's go to phones. You've heard the story. My God, that was
an hour long.
That was a drama.
An hour drama was just unfolded in front of your eyes.
We just did an hour-long radio drama.
Reenactment.
Why don't you suck on that, Orson Welles?
Yes, Orson Welles here. This broadcast is brought to you by Lucky Strikes.
All right. So I want to go to phones. Any comments? Any people that heard about the felony that the manager committed? I would like to get any opinions from you, the MJ Morning Show listener, that just listened to that whole story unfold. All right, 800-990-1047. 800-990-1047. So you've heard the story. What is your reaction? What do you think we should do? What about the video? What are your thoughts about Steve, the general manager, and me going up to the manager of the laundromat later this morning, trying to say, okay, can we use the video? I know Steve gave his word that we wouldn't use the video, but come on, it's hilarious, apparently. All right, 800-990-1047. Fire up the phones. I would like to listen, you, the MJ Morning Show listener, you're part of the show. I consider you guys just on another microphone. So all of our listeners, look at the phones. Every single line is jammed. All right, Coop, turn these over. Get these turned. Come on, quick.
Yeah.
All right, let's go to phones here. But while Coop is screening, we do have a potential backup plan that we can ask for a friendly laundromat.
That's probably the next step.
Yeah, the next step is to ask, do we have the owner or manager of a friendly laundromat that will let us do take two on this and then reenact the reenactment? So
I think it's dead here. Either this is it or it's not it.
Oh no,
this is it or it's not
the
it.
energy has been sucked out of it.
Yeah, I mean, this is the one. Anything else is a cheap.
Turning on the dryer the second time, I'm going to wear a helmet.
Yeah, really. All right, that's why Steve and I are going to the laundromat right after the show, and we're going to try to, have laundromat détente.
Coop, just get names and cities. Coop, we don't need the whole explanation. We'll figure it out.
What if you show her the video too? She might like that. And
that's interesting.
All right, now I hope they didn't erase the video. Do we have Buck's number? You know what? Hold on. Before I go to phones, hang on a minute.
Good idea.
Let me call Buck.
Okay, let me walk down to Buck's office. He might be here.
Is Buck here?
You start with calls.
Hang on a minute. Where'd Froggy go? All right. Let me start with calls. All right, run down to Buck's office. See if Buck, the video guy's here. I want to make sure this video is still on the SD cards and it hasn't been erased. Let's go to Gene in St. Pete. Gene, welcome to the MJ Morning Show. Did you listen to the whole radio drama unfold?
Of course I did. I listen to you every day.
Well, thank you. Gene, was the story pretty engaging and compelling?
Well, I'm going to start with yesterday. I totally disagreed. I sent you texts or Roxanne texts and said, don't do it, don't do it.
Oh, so you did not want us to put Shorty Shane in the dryer?
No, of course not.
But wait a minute. We're trying to do a public service announcement.
Yeah, right. Okay.
What, you're not buying that?
No.
No?
But since you did,
yes.
Then I think you should go over to her and say, we're going to show the footage and you're going to agree to it, or we're pressing charges you for holding Shorty hostage.
Oh, look at that. She's just done a 180. She just flippity-flipped on me. I love it. All right, so you like my idea of holding the felony charges over her head?
Absolutely.
Oh, I love Gene. All right, Gene, thanks for the call. Chris is in Spring Hill. Chris, you're on the MJ Morning Show on Q105. Hi.
Hi. Well, first of all, I know it's legal to take video anywhere in a public place because somebody took video of me and I reported it to the cops and they said there was nothing they could do. If you're out in public, you can take video.
Right.
So that is probably true. But sending a guy in there right now might rub her the wrong way, thinking she's being harassed or stalked.
No, it's me. It's me, MJ.
You're a
Yeah,
guy.
but she just said you're a guy.
All right, so I would be the guy. All right, so you
I
disagree.
would say Roxanne would be better.
Say Roxanne.
Okay.
Oh,
And
Roxanne.
women can relate to each other pretty good. She
Ooh.
could act like, well, she's washing something there, because she could actually be harassing
All
you
right.
too if she's not doing her laundry.
All right, Roxanne, do you have a
So I would
commitment?
have her-
Do you have to do a radio thing at 10 o'clock?
I have a problem right now that I'll tell you about when we get through this.
All right.
What?
So
What's your problem?
let's just keep going.
All right, well, hold on.
It's a problem.
Can
no.
you go with us at 10 o'clock?
I don't think so. No.
Oh,
right.
why?
I'll call her. Well, it's a problem. I'll tell you.
Okay.
But let's get through this.
More
All right.
calls.
All right, thanks for the call. All right, let me grab Michael's in Jacksonville. Michael, did you listen to the whole story unfold?
Oh yeah, I've been listening since 6 o'clock this morning, waiting to see what happened. I've been listening to the video. Yes. Yeah, so I actually called Coop while you guys were talking to Steve, and I was like, why are they not going to use the felony against her and say, look, we're going to post this video or you're going to jail.
Yeah, and by the way, they have video. Fester and Shorty Shane, they've got video of the manager detaining Shorty Shane committing a felony act of false imprisonment. You've got tons of video of her.
Which we don't listen, Michael. Honestly, we don't want to be aggressive in that way.
We don't. Yeah. We just want to say, listen, we want to use the video, and then we'll wash our hands of this. It's all done.
I mean, they could, potentially gain business at the laundromat if they actually, showed that you guys were trying to do a PSA.
They ought to put a picture. They ought to put a picture of Fester and Shorty Shane on the front window. This is the laundromat where this happened.
Yes,
exactly.
It would be a local tourist attraction.
Maybe we can get one of those historical markers.
Exactly.
All right.
Thank you, buddy. I appreciate the call. Eddie, that opens up a line. 800-990-1047. If you listen to the whole story, can I get your take, your advice, your thoughts? 800-990-1047. Couple more calls, and then we got other things to do. Rox, are you able to talk about your issue on the air?
I can, yes.
All right, hold on, because I'm intrigued. I don't know what's going on in your life right now. Eddie is in Tampa. Eddie, is it Eddie from Eddie's Dry Cleaners by any chance? Eddie, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Hi.
Yeah, man. Hey, you should press charges against her because, it happened to me once that I was, let me tell you, I'm the job that I do, I pick up used oil from mechanics. So one of those mechanics, the company, they were paying for the oil, right? So to make the story short, they told me, they asked me, hey, how long this tank is and how much it holds? I didn't know. So at the end, it was like a 500 gallons. He said it was 1,000 gallons.
All right, so wait a minute. Did they hold you hostage?
Yes, and then what?
Over oil volume.
Yeah, because he said now that you're not going to pay the whole amount or whatever your company. I mean,
all right, so you can relate that you were detained falsely as well. So you can relate to the whole situation.
Yes. The guy put like a police officer. He just grabbed a car and put it behind my truck, and I couldn't leave. And I didn't know that because otherwise I would have pressed charges against him.
Oh man, Eddie, thanks for the call. Eddie totally relates. Happened to him. Eddie, thank you, buddy. Let's grab Joe is in Wesley Chapel. Joe, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Hi.
What's up, guys? How you guys doing?
Well, listen, I just want to play this video, man, because apparently it's gold.
You guys hold all the cards. I'm a retired police officer from New York City, and we hate getting called for ridiculous calls.
Yeah.
And no, it's like, and then once we hear like what the circumstances of the call is, then we get even more aggravated at the call.
All right, so you're retired NYPD, and you think that we hold all the cards in this story?
Absolutely, because she committed a felony. That's in New York. It's unlawful imprisonment. That's
same thing. Same thing here in Florida, and we've got video. All right, buddy.
So she's preventing you from leaving, and you got all the cards. So lay it out for her, and hopefully she sees the light, and you guys will have a good story out of it.
NYPD, what'd you retire as? Were you what rank?
Detective.
And what precinct were you out of?
I was out of the 660, which is Coney Island. 68, which is Bay Ridge, Brooklyn.
Yeah, how many times you go to Totono's Pizza over there in Coney Island?
Oh, Totono's.
Is Totono's not the pizza bomb?
No, Totona's is definitely the bomb.
Oh, man. All right, buddy.
You guys should have a pizza podcast or
Hey,
something.
thank you, retired NYPD Joe. Let's grab Natalie in Tampa. Natalie, you're on the MJ Morning Show on Q105. Hi.
Hey, good morning, MJ. This is Nurse Natalie.
Nurse Natalie, do me a favor. We need some help. Can you nurse our situation here, please?
Yes, for sure. I texted in yesterday morning on my way to work because I was totally worried about Shorty Shane going in the dryer. I was thinking it wasn't a good idea. But now I was cracking up driving my kids to school, and I have to see the video.
Yeah, that's what this comes down to. All right, so you like the whole story was pretty good earlier, right?
Oh, my gosh, hilarious.
All right,
I will say
thanks.
Fester did a fantastic job of storytelling. Fester, good job.
Thank you, Natalie. And, and this is making me crave this video even more. We've got to pay this off for the listeners. We've got to
Yeah, there's got to be. There's no way we can't.
I mean, what a waste. This is like...
That was the main question by the police. Are you hurt? No. Okay.
This is like Martin Scorsese filming the greatest movie ever, and we don't get to see it.
Yeah.
Martin, we got to put this movie out.
No, I gave my word to the manager of the laundromat. Who
I heard Robbie De Niro did it as well.
Henry's in Tampa. Hello, Henry. You're on the MJ Morning Show. Hi.
Hey, hi, MJ.
Yes,
hey,
go ahead.
I definitely think you should show the video because I've been watching your videos forever, for many years when you used to do different bits. But I got a different take on this. Why don't you go to those laundromats like where I live, Roman, Hillsborough, Armenia?
Yep.
They open 24 hours a day. At 3 o'clock in the morning, there's no one there.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Oh, they'll think they're getting robbed.
That's what I thought. Hold on a minute. That's what I thought was going to happen here. I didn't know there was going to be a manager and 300 people at some 4th Street St. Pete laundromat at 10:30 on a Wednesday morning.
We weren't expecting 300 people. Henry, you're right, and that's where we should have done it. And I talked to Shane. I go, we need to find one of these unmanned 24-hour. But that didn't hit us until I realized that there were 50 people at this laundromat.
Right. All right.
Yeah,
or maybe an apartment complex. Don't you know anybody in an apartment complex that has a
99
laundry?
cent Wednesday. That was the problem.
Henry, thanks for the call. All right, a few more calls here.
This has got to be on YouTube. Somebody got some footage and it's uploaded
Yeah,
somewhere.
people need to be more worried about strangers' videos on the whole deal.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The videos are out there because people were recording this.
But we had nothing to do with that.
All right, back to phones. 800-990-1047. 800-990-1047. Henry, thanks for the call. We'll grab DJ in Newport Richie. DJ, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Hi.
Good morning. Come on, MJ. You got like 100,000 people invested in this all the way. We got to see this video.
I know. I know.
2 days we've been waiting on this, man. Come on. You got to just play the video. The ball's in your court, bro.
I know, bro. I'm serious, bro.
Thanks, bro.
All right, where's Buck? Where's Video Buck?
He's not. He said he'd be here. He's not here. Let me call him up.
What do you mean? He's not in the office
He's not
yet?
in his office.
All right, well, I'll dial him up on the phone in a second. Let me grab Robert in Palm Harbor. Robert, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Go ahead, Robert.
Hey, MJ, love your show.
Thank you, buddy. What's up?
Yeah, I live a little south of Massimo. You might know where that's at, right?
Yeah, Massimo's is one of my favorite Italian restaurants in Palm Harbor. Absolutely. Massimo's fantastic.
Well, I'm trying to put myself in the shoes of the laundry manager, and I think that just the liability part of it, putting a human being in there, he could have broke some bones or his head. No helmet was visible, and damage to the machine because, as you had stated, it was a 75-pound rated machine.
And we put a 95-pound little short guy in the machine, yeah.
Right. So now it's going to not only damage their property, but you got the liability of the person. And then the third take would be...
Dude, you're like a total spoil sport here. What's going on?
I hate you, Robert.
Your name, Dave.
And just do a reshoot. Just find a different location. I think you guys should pick this because it was convenient. It was a 5-minute drive away, or however.
Yeah, that might have been the part of the problem. Anyway, listen, I'm going down. Listen, I'm going down with Steve, the general manager, after the show to try to schmooze this over. Maybe, hey, Shorty Shane, give me the owner. Do you know the owner of the laundromat?
Not where I can call her.
All right.
I can go back, but I
no,
can't.
You
go
can't.
back.
You can't go back for a year. You've been trespassed. Robert,
I asked Fester, what if I leave? You think they'll chase me down 4th Street, high-speed pursuit?
Robert, thanks for the call. Let me grab Pat is in Tampa. Hi, Pat. You're on the MJ Morning Show. Go ahead.
Good morning. I love your show when I get to hear it. I would love to see this video, but I kind of wonder, how far are you really willing to go? Like you say, we hold the cards and we'll press charges if you don't show it.
Oh, we're going to take us to the highest court in the land.
Well, she's got to believe that maybe we will push the felony charges at some point. Listen, we don't want to do that. It's
Absolutely
just,
not.
It's a funny video of a little dude spinning around in a clothes dryer at a laundromat.
Right, right,
I know.
right.
Well, hopefully we can talk. Hopefully 24 hours have been enough for a little cool-off period, and maybe I can show her my friend Benjamin Franklin. You know? Hold on a second. Hey, hang on a minute. Hey, you know what? Hey, laundromat manager, let me show you my friend Benjamin Franklin. What do you think about this right here?
Is that real or is it prop money?
No, this is real.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Got a couple $100 stashed in my side pouch of my wallet. All right. Hey, Pat, thanks for the call.
Hey, good luck with it, guys. Can't wait to hear the outcome.
Yeah, me too. Thanks. Buck. All right, Buck, the video guy's on hold. All right, Buck is our video dude who was shooting the whole situation at the laundromat yesterday. Buck.
Hi. Yes, I'm here.
All right, dude, I've got one frickin' question. Is the video still in existence on the SD card?
Look, the video does exist, but it is not in my possession, and I've been under strict orders from Travis that I cannot do anything with it.
Oh, so Travis is our operations manager. All right. So the video card has been taken by management. Somebody. So the video card with all the footage is in the possession, I would imagine, of Travis. Is that correct?
Yes.
All right.
Aha.
So we have to. So would we be able to view the footage privately?
Right now, no. I don't have it. I don't have it.
Yeah, Travis has the SD card with the video.
That's what I'm asking. So Travis would be the one to show us the video.
Right.
Okay. Buck, yesterday, after she says, I'm calling the police, what went down?
Look, yesterday was crazy. I'm still in shock. By the way, we almost killed Shane, Fester. We almost killed him.
You're not helping anything,
we
Buck.
left the first part out, my bad.
Yeah. Well, okay.
I saw his little head bouncing inside the dryer on that
I got a
steel.
big head, first of all.
And then when you pulled him out, I think I saw him black out and fall over.
Did you black out, Shane?
You look at me
No, I was
in the
dizzy.
eye.
Oh, he was dizzy. It's like when you spin a kid at a birthday party and you play pin the tail on the donkey. That's what this was. Come on. This was just laundromat pin the tail on the donkey.
And then, Fester, you looked at me after you pulled him out of the dryer. You looked at me in the eye and you said, Buck, run. And I hopped over Shane and I ran to my car and I'm hit the floor, the pedal to the floor. I'm going down 4th Street. The lady and a bunch of other people are running out of the laundromat trying to video film my license plate, and I don't want that to happen. So I hang a quick right going, 55 miles an hour through a residential neighborhood.
That's great.
And I just go back to the radio station, and I there's a meeting in there. I kick everyone out of the meeting, and I go into Ted's office and explain the situation.
And Ted says,
Well.
Yeah, what was the first
Buck.
word out of Ted's mouth?
Well.
God. All right. So we now know that the video exists. It has not been erased, but the video is not in Buck, our video guy's possession. Management has taken control of the SD card, holding the video from the camera. All right.
Buck, did you really hop over me?
I did hop over you.
Because he was behind you. He was in the corner videoing the dryer. I pull you out, put you on the ground, and I'm dealing with the manager. And I guess I looked, as soon as I knew the cops were coming, I tell Buck, run, and he jumped over you.
Listen, I'm just happy the video exists, so at least it wasn't erased. All right, Buck, thank you, buddy. Thank you for your efforts yesterday. And you split the scene with the evidence before the cops were called and everything, which was great. We just need to be able to use the video. Thank you, Buck. I'll talk to you soon.
All right, talk to you guys later.
It was fight or flight, and his flight kicked in. Well,
Damn
actually,
right.
you encouraged him to fight.
He did the right thing. He took direction and got out of the scene and saved the video, which is the most important thing of all of it.
Roxanne just texted me a screenshot of a text that a listener sent in. A listener texted 10 minutes ago at 8:39 a.m. You know, we take text or phone calls at 800-990-1047 whenever you want. A listener texted in, OMG, I've been listening to you for over 20 years, MJ, and this is by far the best hour of radio I've ever heard on any station for that matter. What? I've been ignoring phone calls from my husband because I didn't want to miss a minute. You all have made my day today. Thank you. And then 3 little smiley face emojis. Look at this. I'll hold it up to the camera.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, look at that.
Oh, man.
That's what we're out to do
that.
no matter what. We're out to make people smile.
Oh, my God. All right. So, folks.
Yeah, right. That's what we're here to do.
All right. This, I guess, is the conclusion until we have the update tomorrow when Steve Triplett, our general manager and market vice president, and I go to the laundromat to try to get the lady to agree to let Steve unfurl or undo his word so we can use the video.